bienvenidos a la Hora Católica, Misa y Más. Soy Alejandro Castillo. Hoy exploramos la inspiradora historia de la Escuela Santa Francisca de Roma, ubicada en Cicero, y la primera escuela católica seleccionada para la residencia de la ópera Lírica de Chicago. Además, recientemente acompañamos la Parroquia Nuestra Señora, la Rosa Mística, donde el viernes 14 de noviembre la comunidad realizó una emotiva peregrinación a la Catedral de Santo Nombre, con motivo del Jubileo de la Esperanza, viajando en 6 autobuses para cruzar la Puerta Santa, celebrar la Eucaristía y recibir la indulgencia plenaria. Espero que lo disfruten.
Domine Iesu Christe, igne illius divine intentionis, quia interis per sanctissimum cortum laudes Deo persolvisti, et nunc in Eucharistia.
I was shocked, okay? I mean, Lyric's only been around since the 1950s, right? And, you're invited to programs to do behind stage and all of that. But so when I applied and we had an interview for the residency program for 3rd and 4th graders, and they told us that we got it, and we're the first Catholic schools. And then they're asking questions, oh, what is it like working in a Catholic school? And it's like, it's just like any other school, you know what I mean? And I know, I was just like totally shocked. So I think this is an incredibly big deal, right? That their first experience is going to be with us, and they're having such a good experience. I can see in the future more of our Catholic schools doing this residency program.
We started working with the Big Shoulders Fund, which I'm sure you're familiar with, and we expanded from Chicago Public Schools to include Catholic schools as well. These guys went through a really extensive application, interview process, and we ended up on St. Francis, which is so exciting. I think it was a great choice because this is such an involved community, such an involved staff, not just my partner teacher, Mrs. Vasquez, but also the entire admin team here has been so excited and so enthusiastic. The kids are great. We're really excited to do this partnership.
Es padrísimo porque nuestros niños están escuchando música que nunca han escuchado anterior y una también tradicional, cultural. Nos encanta que también incluyó como de colores, algo tradicional en nuestra comunidad y música también que es tradicional en la ópera.
Oh my gosh, this is a great community. The kids, they take it home and they study it at home. They've brought in a lot of costume set pieces. Mom and dad have, sewn things and created, you'll see a sordid shield up there. They're almost part of this creative team as well. Mom and dad definitely, and shout out to the moms and dads, shout out to the parents of the world who are, making the bake sale and making the skirt and the sword and the shield and the helmet. It's remarkable. So this is a really enthusiastic student body and group of teachers and parents as well.
It's a very vibrant Hispanic community, and everyone was able to pull together and work together, and with the good graces eventually of Big Shoulders, they announced that we're open, and here we are. Enrollment is up, higher than it's been in years. Exciting things are happening, and this is just an example of the incredible experiences our kids are having here at St. Francis of Rome. Because when we received the news, a lot of people just moved. I mean, they left. They sold their homes here in Cicero, and they left. And we had a very small number of students signed up to come back the following year. With the help of Nancy Rivera, our fantastic marketing person, we were up to 160. From 170 down to 90 to 160, and this year we're pushing 200. So, here it is. People are telling their friends. We've got remarkable test scores, word of mouth's going around about that. People like our program. I mean, we're kind of creating this to be like the Hispanic prep school, and more people are plugging into that. So that's happening. And then just in terms of a variety of other things. I mean, we're also part of Northwestern the medical school, the Inspire program. So our kids, our 8th graders, are going off to Simpson Query Institute of Epigenetics on October 10th, and they're going to be doing experiments of cancer research. So these are the kinds of things we're bringing to the community. Our parents love it, and their kids love it.
Tie in curricular stuff. So I've had schools who are doing a fantasy unit, so we do fantasy on stage. I've had schools who really want to bring in math, so we bring math into a song. But for the most part, the things that kids learn in the residency, we have a lot of times it's the first time they're stepping on stage in front of an audience, which is a big moment and a life skill, whether it's giving presentations at work or giving an interview on the local news or, walking into a job interview. I teach them to slate. So it's, hi, my name is, and I'm going to sing, so-and-so. So that's a big one. I really get to watch them come together as a team. This is one of those things that it doesn't get done unless everybody has the same amount of buy-in. So it's a big teamwork activity. They get to engage with their creativity and their imagination. I think that's a really important thing. I think as adults, sometimes we don't have the chance to engage in imagination and that kind of play. And I think it's so important because imagination is how we conceive of the future and how we dream of a better world. And if we can teach kids to do that from a very young age, I think that we're building, a better world. So.
Uno es el lenguaje. Nuestros estudiantes hablan español y inglés y ahora están aprendiendo italiano con la música, tomando detalles que el lenguaje es muy importante en nuestra comunidad. Y eso lo veo maravilloso, muy bien. En primer lugar, nuestros estudiantes que nunca hablaban o estaban en su tiempo silencio, ahora están cantando, están diciendo líneas bravas con mucha fuerza y me encanta porque es otro lado que no he visto de ellos y yo creo ellos también no se han visto verse cantar, decir unas pocas palabras y participar.
We kind of talked about, teamwork, we talked about imagination, but I think, arts like this help us step into the shoes of somebody else, right? I'm not a dragon slayer, but because, I could step into the role of dragon slayer, I might be able to better imagine how that person feels. And that's, sort of exercising our empathy muscles, right? How would your character feel if this happened to them, right? Okay, now we're flexing our understanding muscles, our empathy muscles, and it's a huge opportunity to do that as well.
Empezamos desde cuando empezó la escuela, básicamente los últimos de agosto, y hemos procesado, entonces somos nuevos estudiantes, nuevos maestros, todo el programa, pero nos encantó, empezamos todos al mismo tiempo.
So the program actually began the second day of school, August 19th, Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're here. They first introduce them to what opera is really all about, and then they do like a variety of games, frankly, to develop articulation skills and how to breathe and practice with songs. Then they selected a story and they picked something from a Hispanic folktale, which makes sense for our population and this month, right? And then what they do is that they pull different songs that have already been written, right? And then you put that into the story. And then they had rehearsals for it. They had what's the word when you have to audition for it? And so there was a whole process for them to go through with it. And here we are today.
Our website will have more information about the residencies, about performances. There's an application process. So later this year, applications will open up. You can apply through our website, and then there's an interview process, and selections come out towards the end of the school year.
Me encantó que he conocido a mis estudiantes un poco más, talentos que yo no he conocido ni entre ellos mismos y hemos trabajado muy bien. Me encanta. Pues una que me doy gracias que nos tocó esta oportunidad, este programa, porque es la primera vez que este programa está en nuestra escuela y esperemos que siga este programa aquí.
Overall, I think that we just need to continue on this trajectory. I mean, as long as the other teachers here are really big on experiential education, so it's important for us to actually do these things, right? I mean, you want to read about the opera, or do you want to try and put one on, right? Do you want to? I mean, our 8th grade on Monday, they're doing ecology work at Camp Tecumseh in Indiana for 2 days? Would you rather actually go out and do something in the forest or in the creeks, or do you want to read about it? I mean, we just keep adding more and more, and that's what we want to do. That's what we want to do for our students here, to give them just a wide range of experience, to remember, right? Have things go into long-term memory, have happy, right, strong emotions towards the school, towards each other, and develop their skills. So that's my hope for the school.
Aquí en la catedral con mucho gozo y mucha alegría. Hemos venido 8 autobuses de la parroquia Nuestra Señora la Rosa Mística. 6 autobuses vienen papás, servidores, feligreses de la parroquia, y 2 autobuses con nuestros estudiantes de confirmación de segundo año. El día de hoy iniciamos también el retiro que tenemos anual con ellos, y es un gozo y una alegría el poder celebrarlo iniciando esta tarde, esta noche, aquí en la Catedral del Santo Nombre. Peregrinar para nosotros aquí en este año de la Esperanza, el pasar la Puerta Santa, el llegar a este lugar. Enseguida participaremos en la celebración eucarística y con esto daremos inicio a nuestro retiro. Es una bendición para nuestros jóvenes encontrarse aquí, saber que no caminan solos, que la iglesia camina con ellos, que estamos con ellos y que ellos son una parte muy importante en nuestra iglesia. Son el presente, pero también el futuro de nuestra iglesia. Iniciamos esto y también traemos en nuestro corazón los dolores, las tristezas, toda la situación que viven nuestros hermanos migrantes. Muchos de ellos son los papás de los jóvenes, otros son familiares. En este tiempo, en este momento que vivimos esta situación de incertidumbre, es mucho dolor ver a familias separadas, a familias que están viviendo con mucho miedo y temor ante esta situación. Entonces también las presentamos en el altar en esta noche. Participar aquí y regresar a nuestra comunidad, haber atravesado la Puerta Santa. Somos peregrinos de la Esperanza en medio de este mundo tan dolido, tan herido. Entonces, como jóvenes que se encuentran aquí, es muy importante que ellos se sientan y que sean parte de esta peregrinación y de este momento histórico en la iglesia y en la parroquia Nuestra Señora la Rosa Mística. Queremos regresar a nuestra comunidad con un corazón renovado, el haber participado en esta celebración, seguir siendo constructores de esperanza, ser constructores de una civilización del amor. Y creo que ellos tienen una parte muy importante que aportar.
Esto es todo por esta edición de la Hora Católica, Misa y Más. Soy Alejandro Castillo. Los dejamos ahora con las imágenes y sonidos de la 23ª Noche de Gala del Ministerio Hispano, una celebración que reconoce lo mejor del Ministerio Hispano en toda la arquidiócesis. Espero que disfruten el resto de su día y que Dios los bendiga.
presencia es una bendición y un signo de unidad en nuestra misión compartida. Fortalece nuestros corazones, renueva nuestro coraje y ayúdanos a caminar siempre en los pasos de Cristo.
Nosotros somos personas de fe. Amén. As Catholics and promoters of the gospel of Jesus Christ, we must have faith at all times. Es tener fe en las buenas y en las malas.
Buenas noches a todos. Good evening, everyone. It's a wonderful evening to be together. I understand there are about 560 people here. This is one of the largest groups that we have had for Noche de Gala.